The idea for Loving Annabelle came about 8 years ago when I saw a lesbian film, Mädchen in Uniform. And it was about a young girl who was sent to a boarding school and, you know, got a crush on her teacher. But nothing ever happened. And I just really wanted something to happen. I thought it would have been really hot. And at the time, there was a lot of controversy about teacher-student relationships. And a lot of the controversy was the judgment, mainly on the teacher, and a lot of people were making the teacher out to be a villain. And it just got me thinking of judgment and how can you really judge a situation that you're not directly involved with. And so I wanted to write a script where the character of the teacher was sympathetic, where you actually maybe for a second said to yourself, it's okay that they're together, or I want them to be together. So that's kind of how it all came about.
And I just need you, once I'll tell you, just take your hand away, moment, leave.
The project came to me about 4 years ago. I was sitting in the audience of a play, and this woman walked up to me and said, "Please tell me that you're an actress." And I'm like, "Yeah, why?" And it was Katherine, and she said, "Well, because I'm writing this movie, and you're perfect for it. You're exactly what I'm thinking, and can we get together, and do you have a headshot, and can you give me a headshot?" And at that point, I didn't even have headshots. And so she set me up with Jenny, one of our wonderful producers, and we took headshots, and then I started workshopping it with Katherine for the last 4 years.
Your body a little more, turn your body more other way.
We have 5 minutes to lose the extras. 5 minutes extra.
Or it costs more money.
Or we have to pay them money we don't have.
And we'll be in a pickle.
What's going to
We'll
happen?
be in a pickle. In a pickle production.
In a pickle?
I found out about the project maybe 5 days before you guys were supposed to start shooting. Catherine's manager is a friend of ours, and she called. I was in Montana on vacation, and she called and then emailed me the script, and I read the script and I connected with it. I went and met Katherine and Aaron.
The process of finding our Simone was a nightmare, because in workshopping it, even years before, we kept trying to find a Simone. And as it got closer to the shooting date, we still hadn't found somebody. And we were seeing people. They would come in, we would meet with them, and Katherine and I would look at each other and be like, and then some we would like, but that didn't happen. And then apparently, when Diane came in, we had seen like 4 Simones that day or the day before, and Diane came in and sitting there with her, and I looked at her, and she was the first person that I could say, "Oh, okay, yeah, I could make out with her. I could do this." And apparently I said that to her. So the Annabelle in me came out, got cocky.
Action!
I think when I first started writing the script, I was a lot like Annabelle. I'm a very confident and very aggressive person, and I think I was Annabelle. But as I evolved myself and as the script evolved, I slowly started to become more like Simone, where I felt more emotionally shut down. And it's weird because I started writing it 8 years ago, and I had never really experienced heartbreak. So 8 years ago, I was just like, oh, I'm gonna get that, and I'm gonna play, I was just like a player, And then I fell in love, and I got my heart broken, and so I really emotionally shut down and became more like Simone. And I think the beauty of it is now that I watch the movie, I'm each of them. Like I'm Simone and Annabelle combined.
Working with Aaron was easy. It was just such a pleasure to work with someone who's so warm and
Same thing.
she seemed pretty confident, you know. She'd been working on the project with Katherine for, you know, a few years developing it, and just seemed to really embody this character. And seeing as I was so kind of terrified, it was a real relief and a treat to just work with somebody so generous, you know, so present.
I'm very impressed with what she did coming on 3 days before we started shooting and what she brought to the table, and she was great to work with. And so I'm thankful that we went through our roller coaster of trying to find a Simone, because it ended up working out in the end.
You guys, Diane, Eileen, if we're gonna have to cut 2 lines, it's not gonna make sense.
When I write, everything I pull from is very real. It's just the circumstance and situation that I make up. I never even went to Catholic school. I always thought Catholic schoolgirls were cute and their little skirts and stuff, but I never went to Catholic school. But I have always been attracted to older people. And so I think that's, and I was with someone when I was 17, and they wouldn't have sex with me until I turned 18, and it was literally like 3 weeks before my birthday, and I was like, oh, come on. Like, how am I going to be different in 3 weeks than I am right now, you know? So, whatever.
The scene that's coming to mind of having true feelings for Simone is in the classroom when I'm confronting her. And I think also it had to do with what was going on with Diane that day, that me as Aaron had so much compassion going towards Diane and being supportive that then went into Annabelle of, I have so much love for you, I want to be supportive of you and hold you in this space and talk to me and connect with me. And I would say that moment.
I can't do this.
Marker. And set.
Action!
Some girls this way, some girls this way.
The rest of the girls come this way to come out. Walk this way.
Go camera right, guys, when you pass me. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Roll that.
Reloading.
For me, the most challenging thing about the shoot was being hired 3 days before you started shooting and trying to memorize lines every morning before we shoot them, or probably 5 minutes before we shot, and having to cry every other minute.
Other than that, you know, it's been a piece of cake.
I think along that same note, the most challenging thing for me is that I've been attached to this project for 4 years. And yes, it's going to happen, no, it's not going to happen. And the anticipation of it, and which has also been great, and letting it build up. But that was the hardest.
Both of these actresses, I mean, Erin, who was with me for 4 years, and Diane, who was with me for 3 days, were both so fearless. You know, I mean, these are both women who are playing very sort of stereotypical, controversial, typecasted roles. Very emotionally challenging scenes. Having to do 2 to 3 takes, having 20 minutes to do a scene. Like, I mean, we're talking about an indie film. It was such a challenge, and they were just so, like, amazing to work with. Amazing. We have no film left. We don't know how we're going to get through the day, and everybody's stressed about it and trying to keep a positive frame of mind. I'm just going to go swimming. This is the big one. I got 14 of them on eBay for $2. We only have one left. All the extras took off with them. They must have thought they were worth something.
Working on set with Katherine is great for me. I haven't worked with a lot of directors, but she's always right there making sure her and I connect. We do a Meisner exercise that's called repetition, and just to really connect with each other and for me to connect with myself, and she's just really there and supportive. And even when we can't connect, if the cameras are set up and makeup's on me, I can see her from across the room, and she's just right there, very present with me, very supportive.
Happy dance! Happy dance! Let's come look at the happy couple. Come take a look at the happy couple. That right there that's the happy couple. Look how happy they look. Preparing for their scene. They're getting into character. She looks mighty depressed. He looks pretty frustrated and annoyed. I think they're running lines. She looks like she just wants to jump out of her skin. He looks like he needs a drink.
I've done sex scenes in other films, and you know, yes, this is my first sex scene with a woman, but it's always acting, you know? I mean, I can't, it's not, if I think of it as Diane having sex with anybody other than, you know, I can't think of it. I think of it as whichever character I am with that character.
Doing a sex scene is not an attractive thing at all, because you're on top of each other and you have Katherine's voice in the background like, take her bra off! And you have makeup coming in and fixing your makeup, and them changing the lights and putting powder on you and fixing your hair, and then trying to stay hot while you're doing it so that it's believable. It was a challenge, but I felt very supported and safe, and which was what made it okay.
Erin and Diane had great chemistry on the set. Like, they just really connected, and it made the love scene really easy. Like, we choreographed it pretty specifically. The DP and I, Cynthia, and Erin and Diane, I was very specific about what I wanted. And what I wanted was a real sex scene between two women. No, like, well, maybe, you know, everybody has sex in a different way. So let me just say the sex that I like, okay? And I don't want to be like, I don't want my hair like, you know, like slowly, you know, I want to be pushed up against the wall. I want it hot, I want noises, I want like action. So it's really important to me to do a sex scene that felt very passionate, very involved, very energetic. And they were great sports about it. They were just like, I would be yelling, take off her bra. I taught Aaron the best trick ever, how you take off the bra with one hand. I taught Aaron all the little tricky tricks, you know what I'm saying?
My view on sexuality is that it's not sexuality as being different, men, women being different. I don't really see a difference. It's the person that's sitting in front of you and what connection you have with that person. And doing my love scenes with Diane, I am in love with that person, whether it's a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. It's the person that's sitting in front of me is who I'm in love with.
I wanted to say that we went through several Dianes. Several Simones.
Several Simones.
And through the pain and agony of going through that, and Catherine's like, I'm gonna have to play Simone. What are we gonna do?
I almost thought that I was gonna have to play Simone.
And so thankful that we got you, because you have been a delight to work with, and I was just so thankful that you're here. And it's been amazing. You totally inspired me, and it's been a joy working with you.
It's been a piece of cake working with you. You give so much, you know. I just look at you and my heart breaks.
And this is where we all start crying. And we go hug each other and tell each other how much we love each other. So, bye.
We are family.
Getting it today?
I got my producers and me. They wanna pull all the money.
We got no money.
We're in a pickle.